The greatest mistakes in life are often not made by trusting the wrong person, but by ignoring the signs that were visible from the beginning. Many people reveal their true nature long before they cause you harm. Today, I will show you the 2 signs you must recognize before giving someone your trust, so you can protect your peace, your energy, and your path with greater wisdom. 1. Trust should be built through observation, not emotion. Before you place your trust in someone, pause. Before you open your heart completely, pause. Because trust is not something that should be given only because someone makes you feel comfortable in the beginning. Many people enter our lives with beautiful words. They know how to make us feel seen. They know how to make us feel important. They know how to create a connection quickly. And because human beings naturally search for connection, we often want to believe the best about others. This is not a weakness. The ability to trust is a beautiful quality. A person who cannot trust anyone will build walls around themselves. A person who trusts everyone without awareness will repeatedly experience disappointment. The wisdom is found between these 2 extremes. The heart should remain open, but the mind should remain awake. Many people misunderstand trust. They think trust means believing everything someone says. They think trust means giving someone full access to their life immediately. They think trust means ignoring doubts because they want the relationship to work. But true trust does not come from desire. True trust comes from understanding. When you trust someone only because you like them, you are not seeing the person clearly. You are seeing your own hope reflected onto them. You are seeing what you want them to be. And sometimes the person in front of you is not the person you created in your imagination. This is why observation is important. Observation is not judgment. Observation is awareness. When you observe someone, you are not trying to find their mistakes. You are simply allowing reality to reveal itself. A tree does not become strong because of what it promises. A tree becomes strong because of what it consistently shows through its roots, its branches, and its ability to stand through different seasons. People are the same. Character is not revealed in one perfect moment. Character is revealed through patterns. Watch how someone behaves when things do not go their way. Watch how they speak when nobody important is listening. Watch how they treat people who cannot give them anything. Watch how they handle responsibility. Watch how they respond when they are wrong. These moments reveal much more than beautiful conversations. Anyone can speak kindly when everything is comfortable. Anyone can appear patient when there is nothing challenging. Anyone can show kindness when they want something from you. But when pressure arrives, when disappointment arrives, when their desires are challenged, that is when the true nature begins to appear. A person's true character is often hidden during easy times, but revealed during difficult times. This is why you should not rush trust. A strong foundation is not built in one day. A house that is built too quickly may look beautiful from the outside, but a storm will reveal the strength of its foundation. Relationships are the same. If trust is built only on excitement, attraction, or emotional feelings, then when challenges appear, everything can collapse. But when trust is built through time, understanding, and observation, it becomes something much stronger. Many people have suffered because they gave someone a position in their life before that person had shown they were ready for that responsibility. They gave their deepest secrets too early. They depended on someone they barely knew. They ignored small signs because they wanted the relationship to succeed. But small signs are often not small. A small crack in a wall may not destroy a building today, but if ignored for years, it can become a serious problem. The same is true with people. The little things you notice in the beginning often become the bigger things you experience later. A person who constantly breaks small promises may eventually break larger ones. A person who always avoids responsibility may eventually leave you carrying burdens that were never yours. A person who only respects you when everything goes their way may eventually show that their respect was conditional. So do not only listen to what people say, listen with your eyes, listen with your awareness, listen with patience. Because actions have a language, and this language is often more honest than words. There's a difference between being suspicious and being aware. Suspicion comes from fear. Awareness comes from wisdom. A suspicious person looks at everyone and thinks, what are they trying to take from me? An aware person looks calmly and thinks, who is this person truly showing themselves to be? One creates suffering, the other creates understanding. You do not need to become cold because someone has disappointed you. You do not need to close your heart because someone failed to respect your trust. The lesson is not never trust anyone. The lesson is trust with awareness. The world needs people who can love deeply. The world needs people who can believe in others. But love without awareness can become self-neglect. Kindness without wisdom can become a doorway for others to misuse your energy. Your compassion must walk together with your clarity. Imagine meeting someone new. At the beginning, everything feels positive. The conversations are exciting. The connection feels natural. You feel like you have finally found someone who understands you. This feeling is powerful, but before you give this person complete access to your inner world, observe. Give time a chance to reveal what emotions cannot see. Time is one of the greatest teachers. A person can control their image for a short period. They can carefully choose their words. They can present the version of themselves they want you to see. But nobody can maintain a false image forever. Eventually, their habits appear. Their values appear. Their true priorities appear. Time removes the mask. This is why patience is not weakness. Patience is protection. A wise person does not hurry to decide who someone is. They allow life to show them. Because every person carries a hidden world inside. Every person has fears, desires, wounds, and habits. You cannot understand someone only by their smile. You cannot understand someone only by their promises. You understand someone by witnessing how they move through life, the way they handle power, the way they handle failure, the way they handle other people's success, the way they handle your boundaries. These moments reveal the person behind the appearance. So remember, do not give your trust because someone speaks beautifully. Give your trust because someone lives truthfully. Words can create an impression, but patterns reveal a person. And when you learn to watch the pattern, you begin to see what the heart alone may miss. Because the first truth about someone is hidden not in what they promise, but in what they repeatedly show. 2. The first sign, their actions do not match their words. One of the strongest signs that reveals a person's character is the distance between what they say and what they do. A person's words can be powerful. Words can inspire. Words can comfort. Words can create hope. But words without action are only a possibility. They are not yet reality. Many people are influenced by promises. Someone says, I will always be there for you. Someone says, you can trust me. Someone says, I would never do that to you. And because we want to believe these things, we sometimes accept the words before we observe the behavior. But wisdom teaches us something important. Do not measure a person by their promises. Measure them by their consistency. A person who truly values you does not only speak about respect, they practice respect. A person who truly cares does not only say they care, They show care through their choices. A person who truly wants to support you does not only appear when things are easy, they remain present when things become difficult. This is where many people become confused. They hear beautiful words, but they experience painful actions. They receive apologies, but the same behavior continues. They hear explanations, but they see no change. And slowly, they begin to question themselves. They think, maybe I am expecting too much. Maybe I should ignore this. Maybe this person means well. But there is something important to understand. Intentions matter, but actions matter more. Someone may say they have good intentions, someone may believe they are a good person, but the impact of their actions still affects you. A person who repeatedly hurts you while saying they care is showing you a contradiction, and contradictions deserve attention. When a person's words and actions are aligned, you feel peace around them. You do not constantly need to analyze. You do not constantly need to guess. You do not constantly need to wonder where you stand. Their behavior creates clarity. But when someone's words and actions are constantly different, it creates confusion. And confusion is often where unhealthy relationships grow. Because when someone gives you kindness one day and disappointment the next, your mind begins searching for explanations. You start focusing on their good moments. You start making excuses for their harmful moments. You begin holding on to who they promised to become instead of accepting who they are showing themselves to be. This is a very common human mistake. We often fall in love with potential. We trust the person we imagine, not always the person standing before us. But a wise person learns to separate hope from reality. Hope is beautiful, but hope should not blind awareness. If someone says they respect your boundaries, watch how they respond when you create a boundary. If someone says they value honesty, watch how they behave when the truth is uncomfortable. If someone says they appreciate you, watch whether they only come to you when they need something. Life gives us many opportunities to see the truth, but sometimes we ignore those opportunities because accepting the truth requires change. Sometimes the hardest thing is not discovering someone's true nature. The hardest thing is accepting that we already saw it, but we did not want to believe it. Awareness requires courage, because seeing clearly means you may have to make different choices. You may have to stop chasing someone who only gives you attention when it benefits them. You may have to stop explaining your value to someone who refuses to recognize it. You may have to stop giving unlimited chances to someone who does not use those chances to grow. This does not mean you become unforgiving. Forgiveness and trust are not the same thing. You can forgive someone and still understand that they have not earned deeper access to your life. Compassion does not require you to ignore reality. A person can be worthy of kindness, but not necessarily worthy of your complete trust. This is a very important distinction. Your energy is valuable. Your time is valuable. Your inner peace is valuable. Do not give these things away only because someone knows how to speak the right words. Look deeper. When someone says they will change, observe where the change appears. When someone says they understand you, observe whether they adjust their actions. When someone says you matter, observe whether their choices reflect that. Because real care leaves evidence. Real respect leaves evidence. Real trust leaves evidence. You do not need to become a detective searching for flaws in everyone. You only need to become present enough to notice what is already being shown. The truth does not usually arrive with a loud announcement. Often it appears quietly through repeated behaviors. A person's actions are like footprints. Their words may tell you where they want you to believe they are going, but their footprints reveal where they are actually walking. So watch the footprints. Watch the pattern. Watch the alignment between speech and behavior. Because when someone's words create one picture, but their actions create another, the actions are the ones showing you the truth. And there is another place where a person's character becomes impossible to hide, in the way they treat those who have nothing to offer them. 3. The second sign, how they treat others, reveals their character. There is a question you can ask yourself when you meet someone new. A question that can reveal more than many conversations ever will. How does this person treat those who cannot give them anything? Observe this carefully, because many people know how to be kind when they want something. Many people know how to show respect when they are trying to impress someone. Many people know how to smile when they believe there is something to gain. But what happens when there is no reward? What happens when there is no benefit? What happens when the person in front of them has no power, no influence, and nothing they need? This is where character begins to show itself. A person's true nature is not revealed by how they treat those above them. It is revealed by how they treat those they believe are below them. This is one of the oldest lessons of wisdom, because respect should not depend on someone's position. Kindness should not depend on someone's usefulness. A truly grounded person does not become respectful only when important people enter the room. They carry respect with them wherever they go. They speak with the same dignity. To everyone, they understand that every person carries their own struggles, their own story, their own journey. The person cleaning the floor, the person serving food, the person who cannot help them achieve anything, the person who has nothing to offer. These people are not less valuable. Their value does not come from what they can provide. Their value comes from the simple fact that they are human. A person who understands this has developed something deeper than good manners. They have developed awareness. They see beyond appearances. They understand that every interaction is a reflection of their own inner state. Because the way you treat others is not only about them, it is also about you. A person who constantly needs to feel superior is showing you something about their own inner world. A person who gains confidence by making others feel small is showing you their own insecurity. A person who changes their kindness depending on someone's status is showing you that their kindness has conditions. And conditional kindness is not true kindness. True kindness does not ask, "What can I get from this person?" True kindness asks, "How can I meet this person with respect?" This does not mean you should ignore harmful behavior. This does not mean everyone deserves unlimited access to your life. Wisdom is not about allowing everything. Wisdom is about seeing clearly. You can have boundaries and still have compassion. You can protect yourself and still respect others. But when you are deciding whether someone deserves your trust, pay attention to how they move through the world. Watch how they speak about people who are not present. Do they always criticize others? Do they enjoy exposing people's weaknesses? Do they feel powerful when someone else fails? Or do they show understanding? Do they speak with care? Do they recognize that everyone is fighting battles that may not be visible? The way someone speaks about others when those people are not around tells you something important. Because if a person easily destroys the reputation of others in front of you, one day they may do the same to you when you are not there. If someone constantly shares other people's private matters, you should ask yourself, would my private matters be safe with this person? The patterns you observe in others are often a preview of how they may eventually treat you. Many people make the mistake of thinking, they treat me differently because I am special. Sometimes this is true, but sometimes you are simply seeing the early stage of a pattern. A person who is respectful toward you today, but disrespectful toward everyone else, is still showing you something important. Because character does not disappear. It only changes its expression depending on the situation. A person who lacks respect does not become respectful because the target changes. A person who lacks honesty does not become honest because the relationship becomes closer. The foundation remains the same. Imagine holding a cup filled with water. When the cup is shaken, what comes out? Water. Why? Because that is what was already inside. People are similar. When life shakes them, when stress appears, when they lose control, what comes out is often what has been living inside them. A calm person usually responds with calmness. A respectful person usually returns to respect. A person carrying anger and resentment often reveals it when pressure arrives. This is why difficult moments teach us so much about people. Not because difficult moments create character, but because they reveal character. Anyone can appear patient when everything is going smoothly. Anyone can appear generous when they are receiving appreciation. Anyone can appear humble when they are being praised. But what happens when they are ignored? What happens when they are corrected? What happens when someone disagrees with them? What happens when they do not get what they want? These moments are powerful teachers. They show you the emotional maturity of a person. A person who cannot accept a simple disagreement may struggle with deeper challenges. A person who reacts with anger every time they feel challenged may create fear instead of trust. A person who listens, reflects, and communicates shows a different level of awareness. Trust is not only about whether someone is good when life is comfortable. Trust is about whether someone remains grounded when life becomes uncomfortable. This is why observation requires patience. Do not judge someone from one moment. Everyone has difficult days. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has moments where they are not their best self. The question is not, did this person ever make a mistake? The question is, what do they do after the mistake? Do they take responsibility? Do they learn? Do they apologize sincerely? Do they try to improve? Or do they always blame someone else? A person who can admit their mistakes is showing strength. A person who must always be right is showing resistance. Humility is one of the strongest signs of inner development. Because a person who knows themselves does not need to constantly prove themselves. They do not need to stand above others. They are comfortable enough to meet others equally. When you are looking for trustworthy people, look for those who do not need an audience to be kind. Look for those who do good things even when nobody is watching. Look for those who respect people who cannot increase their status. Look for those whose kindness is stable. Because true character is not a performance. A performance needs an audience. Character remains even in silence. And this is why some people can fool us in the beginning. They are not always showing who they are. Sometimes they are showing who they want us to believe they are. But life eventually removes the performance. Time reveals the person. Pressure reveals the person. And the way they treat others reveals the heart behind the appearance. So remember, do not only watch how someone treats you when they want to enter your life. Watch how they treat the world when there is nothing to gain. Because the person who respects everyone is showing you their nature, and the person who only respects those who benefit them is showing you their limits. And when you see this clearly, you protect yourself without closing your heart. Because wisdom is not about building walls around your soul, but knowing who should be allowed through the door. 4. The difference between being open-hearted and being naive. A beautiful heart is a gift. A person who can love, forgive, and trust is carrying something precious. But even a beautiful heart needs wisdom. Because there is a difference between being open-hearted and being naive. Many people confuse these two things. They think having a good heart means accepting everything. They think kindness means always saying yes. They think compassion means allowing others to repeatedly hurt them. But this is not true. A flower can be beautiful and still have protection. A tree can give shade and still have strong roots. Nature teaches us something important. Being gentle does not mean being without strength. Being compassionate does not mean being without boundaries. Your heart can remain open while your awareness remains awake. An open-hearted person says, I choose to see the good in people. A naive person says, I will ignore what people show me, because I want to believe my own hope. There is a difference. The first comes from wisdom. The second comes from attachment. When we become attached to an image of someone, we stop seeing the person clearly. We begin protecting the idea of them. We say, they are not really like that. They did not mean it. They will change. Maybe they will. People can grow, people can transform. But growth must come from the person themselves. You cannot grow someone who refuses to look within. You cannot carry someone's responsibility for them. You cannot love someone into becoming a person they do not choose to become. This is a difficult truth, because people with big hearts often want to save others. They see someone's pain. They see someone's wounds. They see someone's potential. And they think, if I give enough love, maybe they will change. But love is not a replacement for awareness. Love can support growth, but love cannot force growth. A person must choose their own path. This is why wisdom requires balance. Your kindness should not become an invitation for others to disrespect you. Your forgiveness should not become permission for repeated harm. Your patience should not become a reason for someone to stop taking responsibility. Many people learn this lesson only after experiencing deep disappointment. They give and give, they understand and understand, they forgive again and again, until one day they realize they have been protecting everyone except themselves. This is where healthy boundaries become important. A boundary is not a punishment. A boundary is a form of respect. It says, I respect you as a person, and I also respect myself. A person without boundaries often becomes controlled by others. They allow other people's emotions to decide their peace. They allow other people's choices to determine their happiness. But inner strength begins when you understand. You can care about someone without losing yourself. You can love someone without abandoning yourself. You can forgive someone without giving them unlimited access to your life. This is the balance of a mature heart. The strongest people are not those who never trust. The strongest people are those who know how to trust with awareness. They do not approach everyone with fear. They approach everyone with clarity. They do not assume everyone is dangerous. They simply understand that every person must be known over time. A wise person does not close the door before someone arrives. But they also do not hand someone the keys before they understand who is entering. Your life is valuable. Your inner world is valuable. Your peace is valuable. Not everyone who knocks on your door should be invited into your deepest rooms. This is not arrogance. This is self-respect. When you understand your own value, you stop searching for validation from people who cannot see it. You stop begging people to choose you. You stop trying to convince people to treat you well. You simply observe, and you choose wisely. Because trust is not only about finding good people. It is also about becoming a person who knows what deserves your trust. A person who is centered within themselves does not need to rush connections. They are comfortable allowing time to reveal the truth. They understand that loneliness for a moment is better than losing yourself in the wrong relationship. They understand that peace is better than constant confusion. They understand that a smaller circle filled with sincerity is better than a large circle filled with uncertainty. The goal is not to become closed. The goal is to become clear. Keep your kindness, keep your compassion, keep your ability to believe in others. But add wisdom, add patience, add awareness, because a heart without wisdom can be easily hurt. But a heart guided by wisdom becomes a source of strength. And when you learn this balance, you begin to recognize something deeper. The people you allow close to you are not only shaping your life, they are shaping the person you become. 5. How to recognize hidden intentions without becoming suspicious. There is a question many people carry inside themselves. How can I protect myself from people who do not have good intentions? This question comes from experience. Maybe you have trusted someone before, and later discovered that their words were not honest. Maybe you gave someone your time, your energy, your loyalty, and you realized they were only present because they wanted something from you. Experiences like these can leave a mark. They can make the heart become careful. They can make the mind create walls. And slowly, a person may begin to think, maybe I should never trust anyone again. But this is where another challenge appears. When we are hurt by others, we often move from one extreme to another. Before the experience, we trusted too quickly. After the experience, we trust nobody. But wisdom does not live in extremes. Wisdom lives in balance. The goal is not to become suspicious of everyone. The goal is to become aware enough to recognize what is real. Suspicion closes the heart. Awareness opens the eyes. A suspicious person sees danger everywhere. An aware person simply sees clearly. There is a big difference. When you become suspicious, you begin searching for problems before they exist. You create stories in your mind. You assume someone has bad intentions without evidence. You begin protecting yourself from imaginary enemies. And this creates suffering, because even when good people enter your life, you may not allow them close. Your fear becomes a prison. But awareness is different. Awareness does not create stories. Awareness observes reality. It says, let me see this person as they are. Let me watch their actions. Let me understand their patterns. Let me allow time to reveal the truth. This is the way of inner stability. You do not need to become a person who expects betrayal. You only need to become a person who pays attention, because hidden intentions are rarely hidden forever. A person can control their words for some time, but their patterns will eventually speak. Look at consistency. Someone with good intentions does not only appear when they need something, they do not disappear when you are struggling. They do not only celebrate you when your success benefits them, they show care even when there is nothing to gain. A person's intention can often be seen through what they do when there is no reward. This is a powerful observation, because many people are kind when kindness brings them something. They are supportive when they want your approval. They are generous when they want recognition. But true character appears when there is no applause, when nobody is watching, when nobody is rewarding, when nobody is giving anything back. What remains? That is where you see the person. A person with hidden intentions often creates a relationship based on taking. They ask, what can this person do for me? A person with a sincere heart asks, how can we support each other? One relationship is built on consumption, the other is built on connection. Learning to recognize this difference can protect your peace. Pay attention to how someone makes you feel after interacting with them. Do you feel respected? Do you feel calm? Do you feel like you can be yourself? Or do you constantly feel pressured? Do you feel like you must prove your value? Do you feel like you are always giving but rarely receiving? The body often notices things before the mind explains them. Sometimes you cannot immediately explain why something feels wrong. But there is a quiet feeling inside. A feeling that says, pay attention. Do not ignore this feeling, but also do not let fear control you. Use it as information. Your intuition is not meant to replace wisdom. It is meant to work together with wisdom. Observe, reflect, understand, then make your decision. Another important sign is how someone responds when you say no. Many people appear kind when they receive what they want, but boundaries reveal much. A person with sincere intentions can respect your limits. They may feel disappointed, but they can still respect you. A person who only values what you provide may become angry when you stop giving. They may try to make you feel guilty. They may question your kindness. They may say, after everything I have done for you. This reveals something. Because a healthy connection does not depend on control. Real care does not need manipulation. A person who truly values you wants your presence, not your constant sacrifice. This is why boundaries are such powerful teachers. They show you who respects you as a person and who only respects what they receive from you. There is another important thing to understand. Not every person who hurts you has evil intentions. Sometimes people act from their own wounds. Sometimes people are unaware. Sometimes people are immature. Understanding this helps you remain compassionate. But compassion does not mean ignoring reality. You can understand why someone behaves a certain way and still choose not to place yourself in a harmful situation. You can have empathy and still have boundaries. This is the maturity of the heart. Many people believe protecting themselves means becoming cold. But a tree protects itself by having bark. The bark does not mean the tree has no life. It means the tree understands what protects its growth. You also need protection, not because the world is only full of harmful people, but because your energy and your attention are precious. Where you place your trust shapes your life. The people around you influence your thoughts. They influence your emotions. They influence the direction of your journey. This is why choosing carefully is important. The people closest to you should not only make you feel accepted, they should also encourage you to become better. They should respect your growth. They should support your values. They should bring more clarity into your life, not more confusion. So, when you meet someone new, do not ask only, "Do they like me?" Ask also, "Do they respect me?" Do they bring peace or constant uncertainty? Do their actions show sincerity? Do they respect others when nobody is watching? These questions create awareness, because the right people do not require you to abandon your wisdom. They will not ask you to ignore what you see. They will not rush you into giving trust. They will allow trust to grow naturally, like a seed becoming a tree. Trust needs time, care, and the right conditions. You cannot pull a plant upward to make it grow faster. You cannot force trust to become strong overnight. Growth requires patience, and relationships require the same. Remember, a peaceful person does not walk through life with closed fists. They walk with open hands, but they know what they are holding. They welcome connection, but they do not abandon awareness. They believe in people, but they also believe in what people repeatedly show. Because the greatest protection is not building walls around your heart. It is developing the wisdom to know who can be trusted with it. And when your awareness becomes strong, you begin to understand the final step of trust. Not just recognizing others clearly, but building your own inner foundation so you no longer depend on others to create your peace. 6. Building trust with awareness, boundaries, and inner stability. Trust is not only about other people, it is also about yourself. Many people spend their entire lives asking, "Can I trust them?" But they rarely ask, "Can I trust myself?" Can I trust myself to notice what is true? Can I trust myself to walk away when something is unhealthy? Can I trust myself to choose peace over temporary comfort? These questions are deeply important because when you do not trust yourself, you search for security outside of yourself. You become dependent on other people's approval. You become afraid of losing connections. You tolerate things that hurt you because you believe being alone is worse. But inner stability changes this. When you build a strong relationship with yourself, you no longer need to hold on to every person who enters your life. You understand that some people are meant to stay and some people are meant to teach. Both experiences have value. The purpose of trust is not to guarantee that nobody will ever disappoint you. That is impossible. Human beings are imperfect. People make mistakes. people change, people sometimes fail to meet our expectations. The purpose of trust is to allow connection while remaining centered within yourself. This is a different way of living. A person without inner stability says, "If they leave, I will lose myself." A person with inner stability says, "I will appreciate their presence, but I will remain connected to who I am." This is freedom, because your peace should not depend completely on another person's behavior. If someone treats you well, you can appreciate it. If someone disappoints you, you can learn from it. But you do not lose your foundation. Your foundation is within you. This is why self-awareness is the beginning of all healthy relationships. When you know yourself, you know your values, you know your limits, you know what kind of energy you want around you, you know what you will accept and what you will not accept. Without this awareness, people can easily influence your choices. They can convince you to ignore your feelings. They can make you question your own judgment. But when you understand yourself, you become harder to manipulate. Not because you become harder, because you become clearer. A clear mind is not easily confused. A grounded heart is not easily controlled. This is the power of inner stability. Boundaries are a part of this stability. Many people misunderstand boundaries. They think boundaries are walls. They think boundaries push people away. But healthy boundaries do something different. They create a space where respect can exist. Imagine a garden. A garden without a fence can be damaged by anyone who walks through it. A garden with a healthy fence can continue to grow. The fence does not mean the garden hates the world. It means the garden protects what is valuable. Your life is also a garden. Your thoughts, your emotions, your dreams, your energy, these things need care. A person who respects you will understand your boundaries. They will not see them as rejection. They will see them as part of who you are. But someone who benefits from your lack of boundaries may become uncomfortable when you begin respecting yourself. This is an important lesson. Sometimes when you change, the people around you reveal themselves. Some people will celebrate your growth. Others will miss the version of you that was easier to control. Do not mistake their discomfort for your mistake. Growth often changes relationships, and this is natural. A river cannot remain in one place forever. It must continue flowing. You must also continue growing. The people who belong in your life will grow with you. The people who only benefited from your old patterns may slowly move away. This is not always a loss. Sometimes it is space being created for something healthier. A wise person does not chase every person who leaves. They ask, "What did this relationship teach me? What did I learn about myself? How can I become stronger from this experience?" Every relationship is a teacher. Some teach us love, some teach us patience, some teach us forgiveness, some teach us where our boundaries need to become stronger. The important thing is to learn. Do not allow one painful experience to make you bitter. A difficult experience should create wisdom, not hatred. Because when someone hurts you, you have a choice. You can carry the pain forever, or you can transform it into understanding. The strongest people are not those who have never been hurt. The strongest people are those who have been hurt, but still choose to remain open to life. They become wiser without becoming colder. They become careful without becoming fearful. They become stronger without losing kindness. This is the balance we seek. A person who has inner stability does not need to control everyone around them. They do not need everyone to behave perfectly. They understand that the only person they can truly guide is themselves, their own thoughts, their own actions, their own reactions. This is where real power begins. Because when your peace comes from within, you stop giving others the power to destroy it. You can walk away from disrespect. You can release unhealthy connections. You can choose a different path, not from anger, but from understanding. This is the highest form of self-respect. Trust others, but do not abandon yourself. Love others, but do not forget yourself. Give kindness, but do not sacrifice your own inner balance. The world does not need more people who are closed and afraid. The world needs people with open hearts and clear minds. People who can connect deeply while standing firmly within themselves. Because true wisdom is not learning how to never be hurt. True wisdom is learning how to remain whole through every experience. When you build this inner foundation, you no longer search desperately for trustworthy people. You become someone who naturally recognizes them. Because the clearest eyes are not the ones that look outward the most. They are the ones that have first learned to see clearly within.